Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 31st. It's Halloween, and we are presented by Mercury as always. Folks, tune in here as we interview guys about what's going on the lakes in your area. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report presented by Mercury on this spooky Halloween morning. Tom, I know that many people in the world are looking at tonight for trick-or-treating and stuff. What are you going to do out there on Lake Guntersville?
Well, I can tell you right now, Dano, that fishing over at Guntersville has been ghoulish here lately, and it's definitely been tough. I mean, we're seeing weights, really small bags coming in, winning tournaments, 13 to 15 pounds is a sizable bag right now. So that just explains, all you need to know. But the A rig is starting to pick up, so we're starting to see some numbers really on an A rig, a spinner bait, those kind of baits. We're looking at this cold snap right now. I'm hoping that that's really going to jump start some fish and get some quality bites start to happen on those baits. The quality is quite lean. A frog bite, maybe even still some flipping going on, but that frog bite's going to wane out. Those big fish are just not going to, just not happening right now. But it's coming. It's Guntersville. It's coming. The crappie, I think that cold snap's going to help the crappie bite as well. It's going to start pushing those fish closer to the bridges and pylons. We're starting to see a few crappie there now, but they're just real small. They're feeding on those small baits.
Well, you talked about an Alabama rig. I know there's several different manufacturers that make them. What kind of lures do you like to put on the back of yours? What kind of head sizes are you using right now? What kind of things do you think they can do to make the best presentations?
Personally, I like an 1/8 ounce head, a screw lock or anything like that you can do, that you can just glue the head on there because you're going to be pulling through some grass. I mean, that's part of the deal. But the smaller baits right now, the 3.5 inch, your True Bass, your Strike King, those kind of things, the Rage Swimmer, those baits are really producing well. And again, I like to look at pearl, sometimes a pearl and a purple. And even a little chartreuse on there if you want to put that on the center rig. It can garner some extra bites for you for sure.
Yeah, I know myself. I like the small rage swimmers, and I like the little dippers right now on those kinds of rigs because the bait are so small.
Absolutely.
What area of the lake would you tend to send people towards to focus on right now?
I'm a middle of the lake kind of guy, so definitely on the lake edges, or the river edges, and we're going to start seeing those fish move into the creeks a little bit deeper. So I'm starting at the beginning of the larger creek tributaries and moving back instead of vice versa, where you would in the spring, moving back out through. But those fish that's definitely where I would start with your larger tributaries and at the mouths of those certainly humps.
Well, thanks for spending some time with us today on our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report presented by Mercury.
All right, you have a great Halloween.
Hey guys, quick interruption to the fishing report. Don't forget, today is the last day of our virtual fish fest. We'll be open till noon in the loft, so come up, buy some tackle, 10% off on everything, and get entered to win our raffle that will be coming up on Monday, November the 2nd. Thanks, guys.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 31st, presented by Mercury. We're going to go do a little trick-or-treating with Lee Pitts on Weiss Lake right now. I know it's gotten a little dark and maybe a little gloomy up there with the water conditions, but I think you can probably catch a few. What have you been finding up there on Weiss Lake?
Yeah, things were picking up. I'm down here on the public ramp right now on Highway 9, just kind of looking at the water. Man, that wind's really howling. But up there, on the Coosa where I live, there's a lot of stain coming down the river, but they're pulling so many turbines right now, 2 to 3 turbines. The backs of the bays are cleaning up. So I think, for the bass fishermen, they were starting to catch some good fish this last week. Things were picking up. Square bill, of course, spinner bait, and starting to get a topwater bite. But even with the hard winds and the rain that we had, the bays, the back of the creeks, places like that, with them pulling so much water, is cleaning up pretty fast.
So what about the crappie bite? What would you suggest people do right now for a crappie bite?
Once again, it was picking up. We're out there on those river ledges out in the open water. That's the only drawback right now. Hopefully this wind's going to lay down a little bit. You can fish out there right now, but with so much current, the wind blowing you, it's hard to watch those rod tips. If it were me right now, I'd take your dock shooters and get back in some of these creeks. It's got 3 to 5, 6, 7 feet on some of these docks and try to get out of the wind and do some dock shooting. Now, if you're not real familiar with dock shooting, the best thing to do is take a slip float with a minnow, drop it on those poles. So you can still catch some fish right now, just trying to get out of the elements a little bit in this current, get out of the wind, try to find some cleaner water. But I'm hoping with as much as they're pulling, we're not going to have to deal with a muddy water for a couple more days.
Well, let's turn to Neely Henry. We'll be quick on this one, but I noticed the Bassmaster Open was in town. Cody Bird won that thing. He was throwing a squarebill crankbait, burning it on the main channels. That probably wouldn't be as effective right now. You might catch a few because of the current and because of the mud. You may have to turn to the backs of the pockets a little bit right now.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Anywhere that there's just so much current, and I was at Neely yesterday. There was so much current down there. Really, I think you're going to have to find those eddy spots, get in behind some of these islands, some of the backwater a little bit. That's getting some of the mud pulled out of it, just like up here. But that square bill and a spinnerbait. A chatterbait, that'd be something I'd really look into right now, especially with them feeding on shad like they're doing. Biggest thing is get this mud out of here.
Well, thanks for spending some time with us today, Lee, on the Bucks Island Area Fishing Report presented by Mercury.
Always enjoy it.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 31st. Happy Halloween. Josh, what's happening down there on this Halloween day at Logan Martin?
Mud.
Yeah, that's up here too.
Water shot up like 2.5 feet. Mud, cold. So this weekend is probably not going to be very much fun, but it's still fishing, so it could be worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Best day fishing or worst day working, blah blah blah. You know what I mean. Anyway. So, what kind of things are you going to do right now to try to get a few bites? Is it going to be just a few bites, or are you going to try to find pods of fish?
Man, it's just going to be random. This is the kind of weekend where really kind of oddball stuff will shine. That traditionally it takes till January, February, stuff like that to shine. But like double Indiana spinnerbaits, orange painted blades, like the random stuff when you walk down a tackle aisle and you kind of look at it and just go, that's probably what you need to throw this weekend. If it doesn't make you kind of shiver a little bit and go, that's ugly. That needs to be what you gear towards. Any little current break, eddy, is going to be big this weekend. They're going to be running a ton of water. All these Coosa River lakes are on their fall drawdown cycle right now, and when you throw an extra 2 foot of water in the mix, that's when spillways get opened, and I mean you really just. It is obvious cover fishing that you're coming to. Any eddy break, any current seam, anything that these fish can step out in a short distance and still be able to feed relatively close. That's going to be your prime areas.
I'm assuming the same is going to be said for Lay Lake. This whole system's just getting inundated with water.
The whole system, everywhere is going to fish the exact same right now. The current this time of year and mud are the great equalizers, everything. It's going to set those fish up where it will be obvious. There's going to be nothing finesse about it.
What about the crappie this time of the year? When this kind of thing happens, what kind of a approach would a person take to want to go catch a few crappie?
Man, we actually went to Neely Henry last weekend, and we had a blast. We caught a ton of them. We didn't catch any big ones, but we caught a bunch. Like I said, mud's not really your friend in that situation, and I'm not a crappie guru, but any of your natural creeks that are going to clear faster than the river is where I'd spend my time.
So look for incoming water from the creeks. Well, Josh, we appreciate you spending some time with us on our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report presented by Mercury once again.
Thank you.
Well, that'll do it from your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 31st. Happy Halloween to all of us here at Bucks Island. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our pages. That way you get notified whenever anything goes live.